really gives a lot of energy and momentum to us, offensively as well as defensively. You know, there was a point in time when I thought we were having a little bit of a struggle defensive with some big plays, and had our first real kind of test of a little bit of adversity. And that offense really picked us up defensively with their ability to run the football, and especially come out that second half and pretty much just kind of put it away in that first drive.
All right, go on, questions.
Coach, how much does it impact the continuity of the defense, not only having Arquan out, but then James goes out early?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we've gone through a lot of things. You know, we've missed Jaquan Shepard there for a few weeks, and trying to get him back into the mix of being able to roll in there at corner, and you know, having Arquan out, then James goes out, and so it was a shuffle. But I think that's what you're seeing. That I mean, you give a lot of credit to the coaches, Coach Freeman, Coach Hitchler, Coach Perry, and those guys, the ability to move the guys around, prepare them for whatever is going to happen, because sometimes you just don't know. But it's a big hit when James Wiggins goes out. You know, that's a big hit to us. But I'm proud to see those guys be able to step up.
Any update on James
Wiggins?
Wiggins.
He looked good. I mean, I think that they did all the tests and stuff. I think he was all right. I hope and believe he could have come back if he really needed to. But he was back in there in the locker room at halftime, and I think was pretty good to go.
The past 3 weeks in particular, doesn't seem to be anything you guys are surprised by on any area of the, you know, special teams, offense, defense. Can you talk about the preparation of the players specifically and how they're responding to game plans during the week?
Well, I think that year 4 is really paying off for us. I think that the core nucleus of the coaches that we've had, from obviously Coach Denbrock and Coach Gino and Coach Crook offensively, with the continuity, and then Coach Freeman, Coach Mason, and those guys defensively, the continuity that they've had, you know, and then our players. So they have the continuity with what it is we've done and how we've grown. So when you go into games and you can make little adjustments, which we have to do most every game, and especially tonight, I think it allows us to really kind of grow. And our guys kind of excited about that. They enjoy that during the week, and their ability to understand what it is we're doing, and then kind of play the chess match a little bit too.
Coach, how impressed are you just by these wins? It's not sneaking by. It's 20, 30 points last 3 weeks. How impressed are you just with your team? I think I asked you about it earlier in the week, just blocking out all the noise that you don't want to talk about with the college football playoff and all that and the obvious. How proud are you of these guys to go out there and handle business, but also do it in an impressive way, and a statement that you probably need to make to be in that conversation?
Well, I am. I think this one tonight is as impressive for me, just because of all the noise, and you know, it's great to see and kind of see it develop. I think tonight, just by what the coaches have done and their ability to get their messages through to them, our ability to kind of stay together, you know, and battle through. It'll continue, but the unselfishness that it brings when attention starts to come to you, you know. But when you've got leaders like Desmond Ritter, like Jared Dokes, like Derek Forrest, like James Wiggins, you know, a lot of those guys up front, offensively and defensively, it really gives you an opportunity to handle success in the right way. And we need to continue it, but I really believe in what it is our guys have done, in the way that we're built out.
Kind of a bigger picture question here. When you took this job, was it because you believed you could have a season like this quickly at UC?
Well, I think you always, I mean, any coach that takes a job believes that, you know, no matter what the situation, no matter what the history of the school, I'm going to be able to do what I envision doing. I don't know. I think I'm happiest about seeing how it's been done, you know, with the type of kids we've done it with, and the growth of a lot of these kids and the development of a lot of them as football players, you know, physically, mentally, emotionally, and all those areas. You know, this is a crew that has gone through a lot of things. I think that's what people don't realize. You know, the Derek Forrest, the Desmond Ritters of the world that were here in year 1, when we were lucky to win 3 games, you know, or we should have only won 1 game. And what it has taken for us to get there, I think that really gives you an opportunity to stay humbled and understand what it takes.
Coach,
Jared,
Dez and Jared will get a lot of the credit tonight, and maybe rightfully so, but this is now the 5th straight week where opposing offenses were held to 13 points or fewer. Can you just speak on that unit and how well they're playing right now?
Well, the combination of what it is that they're doing. I mean, there might not be statistics tonight, with Amaje Sanders and Curtis Brooks and Elijah Ponder and those guys up front, but they do an unbelievable job, and they create a lot of havoc, and even without tackles for loss, I think create a lot of havoc to people in their preparation. So the balance between those guys up front being really relentless at what they do, our ability, to be able to play on body coverage gives us an opportunity to do some other things. If we couldn't do that, if we didn't have some of those guys that felt comfortable doing it, it would be much more difficult defensively. But you got to give a lot of credit to obviously the players and to Coach Freeman and Coach Hitch and Coach Scruggs, who's done an unbelievable job with those guys up front. It's a whole group that is really kind of honed in on what it is that we do well and what we need to do to eliminate what other people do well.
Coach, every time you've called on Ty Van Fossen over the past couple of weeks, it seems like he's flying around and making plays. I'm just curious, has he earned a new nickname yet?
I think I heard Stallion on the sideline, so the Pony Boy may have just kind of went by the wayside, and I think Ty Van Fossen will be known as Ty Van Fossen or the Stallion from now on.
The sequence right before halftime where you guys hold them to a field goal, get the big kickoff return, and get a quick score. Did you feel like that pretty much set the tone for the second half as well?
I mean, that's when people don't see they say, that wasn't a monotonous kind of game. And it wasn't, all of a sudden it's 38-10, but there's a lot of those kinds of things that are just body blows to people. I mean, you can't imagine the emotional shift that, we get a stop after a big play. They kick a field goal. They got to kick the ball off with 35 seconds left, and Trey Tucker almost takes it to the house, and then we get the ball down and actually score a touchdown and then actually have another shot at the end. Just those kinds of things are blows that any team is going to be really difficult physically, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally to be able to overcome. And that's why I'm so proud of these guys come out the second half and do what we did offensively to really kind of probably take them out of it.
Was there any thought to test Cole's leg at 56 yards at the end of the half?
I actually thought that at first, but I don't maybe cooler heads prevailed, and Coach Mason, those guys thought it'd be better to take a shot at the end zone. So I would like to have given him a shot. I wish I maybe would have.
Coach, Jimmy Smith became UC's all-time leader in punting yards today. How big of a factor is he on that special teams unit and on the team?
Well, it's too bad because all I can think about is the one that went into the end zone where we missed the guy, and he found a way to get it off. And he's probably going to be so disappointed because I think that's only the second ball in his 4 years, the third ball.
Third
ball in his 4 years of punting that has actually gone into the end zone. So he is a weapon. I mean, and I'm just grateful we got him.
Coach, can you even explain your team's confidence that they're playing with right now? It just seems like no matter how, if Houston climbs back into it right at the end of the second half, like someone just asked about, and then your team just kind of keeps the head up and keeps turning. Can you just express just how confident they're playing right now?
Well, I think that has to do with all three phases, and that's where that competition against each other. I really do. The time at higher ground that was so uniquely different this year, it still allows us to compete with one another. And when we do that, the ability for us to grow. Sometimes we have to fight with one another at times in order to grow, but what it has done is made us so much stronger. And we just feel like no matter what the situation, somebody's going to pick us up. If the defense is struggling, the offense is right there, and vice versa. So I think you need to have some of those adverse situations. You need to have some of those struggles in order to grow, and I think that's why we gain the confidence we have right now. You can ask them.
Any other questions for Coach?
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.